Just on the computer being bored and fucking around. Taking a look at Adrian Broner here, and since I know there's been a couple vids because I've seen them discussing Broner's real status. I know I've been in a couple arguments about how good Broner really is and how can we tell thus far based on his competition. And so I'm gonna drop this vid right now, and we'll start talking, and at the end of it, we'll see. You know what I mean? I think Broner is both given a lot of hype and a lot of hate. And while normally I'd say and be on the safe side and say that the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, at this point in time, looking at Broner, looking at his record, looking at his options, to be honest, let's see here. You got Adrian Broner on BoxRec as ranked #1 in the light welterweight. No, not light welterweight. In the lightweight division. Under him, you got Miguel Vasquez and Antonio DeMarco, Ricky Burns, Abril, and then that's your top 5. Is anybody really looking at this list of lightweights and saying that any of the top 5 guys is going to beat Broner? I'm looking at this DeMarco fight he's got coming up, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm excited to see the fight, but I'm excited to see the fight because I think Broner is really going to shine in this fight. I think he's really going to outclass DeMarco. And DeMarco's a tough guy. He's had some tough fights. He's got some experience. But let's look at Broner's record thus far, and then we'll look at DeMarco's and really see what we got going on here. Okay? Now, as far as Broner goes, hasn't really fought anybody of note as of yet. Not sure I agree with that. As of yet, he's only been a pro for what, 4 years, 5 years? And he's only 23 years old. He's fought Ponce de Leon, he's fought Litzau, Vicente Rodriguez, Eloy Perez, and Vicente Escobedo. Are these the cream of the crop on the pound-for-pound rankings? No. But within his division, when he fought Ponce de Leon, a lot of people, including myself, thought Ponce won that fight at the time. Going back and looking at it, I can see Broner winning, but it wasn't. It wasn't a 99-91 type of fight. So, and Ponce de Leon had a lot more experience than Broner at the time. But Broner handled it. He got through it. The very next fight, he came back and KO'd Litzau in 1 round, and that was after Litzau had beat Celestino Caballero, and he wasn't supposed to win that fight. But Broner came in and knocked him out in 1 round. Does that tell us a whole lot about how a fight would have played out over 12 rounds? In this case, I think it does. I think every round would have been a beating for Jason Litzau, because no matter what Litzau was going to try, Broner had the answer for Litzau. And that was a fairly easy fight. It was a first-round knockout, TKO. But, it was a good stoppage, I think. Was there controversy in that stoppage? I really can't remember. I think it was a good stoppage. Anyway, as far as Vicente Rodriguez, I don't remember this fight, but again, got KO'd in 3 rounds, and he was 34-2. You know what I mean? Another guy with experience. Eloy Perez was 23-0. He had 2 draws, but he hadn't lost. Again, got knocked out in the 4th round, or TKO'd in the 4th round. And then we saw earlier this year, Broner handled Escobedo. 5th round, out of there. Then we go up to DeMarco, who's ranked #3. Broner's ranked 1. DeMarco's ranked 3 on BoxRec. And let's see here. This really starts with him losing to Edwin Valero. He did go 9 rounds with Valero, but Valero was too beast for DeMarco. Really no shame there. But Reyes Sanchez, Jorge Linares, Roman, and John Molina. I mean, since then, those are the top names on his list. So looking at the past couple years, Broner's actually fought the better competition, in my opinion, just over the past couple years. Now, yeah, DeMarco has the experience on his side, but to me, Broner has shown that he can handle experience well, aside from Ponce de Leon, but he still won the fight. So, and I think Ponce de Leon's experience helped him because of Ponce de Leon's style, whereas I don't think it's going to help Antonio DeMarco too much. Now, let's look at Adrian Broner's options going forward. He can stay at lightweight, and he can fight after he beats DeMarco. He can fight Vasquez. He can fight Ricky Burns. He can fight Richard Abreu. But why? I'm just saying. Because I think he's going to handle DeMarco and look so good against DeMarco. Does anybody really think Ricky Burns? Now, come on. I know you UK guys, some of you guys are, you really have a good fan base over there. When you like a guy, you fucking like a guy. But let's be honest. Given the eye test currently and the fact that Ricky Burns really doesn't hit that hard, do you think Burns is going to be able to give Broner enough problems to walk away with the win there? I don't. I don't see it. Broner not only has the speed, he has a hard hands. He's got heavy hands. I mean, he's got, let's see, 20 knockouts out of 24 fights, 24 wins, 20 knockouts. I mean, he's got significantly more power than Ricky Burns. And if it comes down to speed and power, I think Broner takes that in both departments. Can Ricky Burns box his way? I don't know. Broner has pretty good reflexes as well. So if he handles DeMarco like I think he's going to handle DeMarco, I really don't see a point in watching Broner fight Burns or Vasquez or fucking Hank Lundy. You know what I mean? Don't see the point. I don't want to see those fights. I really don't. If he makes a Ricky Burns fight or Miguel Vasquez fight, I'm not going to hate on him. And I don't want him, I don't want to act like I want this guy to go up too much at once, too much at one time and blow his talent, too early. But looking at light welterweight, you've got Juan Manuel Marquez, who's fighting Pacquiao later this year, but assuming he's not retiring, he's always, an option, though that fight would probably be boring because they're both counterpunchers. But you also got Danny Garcia, and I'm looking at BoxRec rankings right here. Lamont Peterson, Matthysse, Brandon Rios, Zab Judah, Amir Khan. I mean, you got Kareem Mayfield, Mike Dallas Jr. You got names. Johan Guzman. You got names. Paul McCloskey, Alusagan, Alishugan, or whatever. A Jose. You got a lot of options at 140. So after Broner handles DeMarco and knocks DeMarco out, I'm hoping he jumps up to 140, and at least starts with like a Mike Alvarado or something. But the fight I would really like to see, as far as where Broner is at 140, to really give him a test, but also give him a fight he should win, would be Broner versus Rios. After DeMarco, I'd like to see Broner versus Rios. Because Broner right now with these options, he's in a real good spot. He can make money and take competitive fights. He can make money and build his legacy. You know what I mean? So I'm really hoping that this Floyd attitude he has doesn't actually turn into a Floyd progression after a certain point. Because for a while there, Floyd took, tough fights, legacy fights there at lightweight. You know what I mean? And then after that, the fans really didn't get everything they wanted to see. They didn't really get a lot they wanted to see. So let's be honest. And the only reason I'm bringing Floyd up is because Broner tries to act so much like him. You know what I mean? He makes it blatant and obvious, and That's the way I see it. But anyway, I think Broner's at an interesting point in his career. I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does against DeMarco. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes as far as staying at lightweight and cleaning house, or jumping up to 140 and really getting some good competitive fights going on here. I mean, think about if he handles Rios too. If he jumps up to 140, handles Rios, and beats Rios, then we can get a Matthysse fight going on. These are exciting fights that I think boxing fans, as long as they know who Matthysse is, would want to see that fight. As long as they know who Rios and Broner are, they'll want to see this fight. You know what I mean? And if Amir Khan can make a statement between here and then too, Broner or Khan, I mean, he's got lots of options. This is one of the legacy points in Broner's career. I know I'm kind of stumbling through this, but as I go on and look at where he can go, I'm more interested in Broner. The more I look at him, the more I'm interested in him. I just, I don't like his attitude, but as far as eye tests and skills, he looks like he's got serious potential to be something special. So I want to see it. Not that he's proven that he's going to be something special yet. Don't get me wrong. He still has a lot of proving to do. But jumping up to 140 after this and proving it against guys, in the next weight division, that's going to do a lot. So, all right, well, that's my little fanboy rant, I guess. But like I said, personally, I'm not a big fan of Broner. I don't really like his attitude. I don't like his arrogance that much. But he's a damn good boxer, man. So let me know what you guys think. Love him or hate him. Do you think he's got the skills to pass the test and become something special, especially at lightweight, or more importantly, at light welterweight at 140? Deuces.